Well, howdy, here we go again. Hanging out here in the back of my fabulous poor man's RV. Poor man's Class A RV. Well, I'm not really poor, but hey. Um, this is gonna do for the moment. Um, the focus is not on the living conditions, because I can shower anytime I want at the workout club, and I'm surrounded by restaurants. And I do have a refrigerator right there, which I'm trying to figure out a way to get hooked up in here. I don't know if this is a 24-volt truck or a 12-volt truck. This is a 12-volt refrigerator. I know I have a 2500-watt inverter for this microwave. So I can cook if I want to, and I actually have a barbecue grill. Here's the focus right here. Oh my god, what beauty. I didn't have enough of a color to fill it out. But, Robin, if you're watching or you do watch this, even those nozzles are not really where I want them to be as far as closeness together. But, hey, that'll do. If I were to let my OCD take control, it would take me 8 hours to do this. And, a lot of this will be unraveled anyways as I sell the balloons. So, it is what it is. I won't have to spend, unless I bought more balloons and I had 3 or 4 aprons. But, actually, I'm working in the system to make this happen. So when it gets down to like 4 balloons, I can just snap a whole other bundle of them in there that are already pre-bundled. And bundles of like 50 or 80. I want to make them bundles of 100. And then these things right here would have like some type of stretchy material. As they got less and less and less, they would become smaller. But I'm pretty happy with the results. This is what a balloon bag should look like all the time. And then when you get low, like 50% low, you repack. The idea is to give the person approaching you the perseverance. That's not the right word. Perception of abundance, as in like the horn of oh, what is this? Horn of cornucopia? No, the horn of abundance. As anyways, when people see a lot of things, they buy a lot more. If I were just to have like one balloon out, it's not going to be as attractive as that many. You can see the cornstarch on the inside there. It keeps it from sticking to itself. Well, I would like to have a straight line of each color going all the way down. Obviously I needed 2 lines of orange because I use this more often than the other color. Green is a very often used color. Pink is the most, so I actually should have 3 lines of those. Blue is not that popular. Yellow is a very popular and brilliant color. Should have 2, and actually do. Red, and I really need to redesign this whole apron concept. It should be maybe 2 rows wider, and 2 columns deeper, or at least 1, and they should all be 100 nozzles, like this grouping right here, and then like this is 50. I think I should make the system so those are 100 as well, making for a possibility of 400 per column. As far as weight, I think that might necessitate the use of suspenders, because then you're talking about like probably close to 40 pounds of I didn't do anything today, sir. Today is my day of preparation. For tomorrow. Tomorrow is the first day of my balloon market week. I usually take Monday and Tuesday off. Monday is my complete day off where I don't do anything balloon related, or at least I try not to. Um, and then Tuesday is my office day where I, go order supplies, um, go to Brody's and buy more balloons and then sort them like I did this. This was a 4 hour process. I haven't done this quite in a quite long time. Um, Usually, yeah, the nozzles usually aren't that quite close together as far as their vertical integration. Sometimes they're as disparate in height as that, which I don't like. I don't think it is that. Maybe people don't think about it as much as I do, but hey, um, that's the way I was taught marketing and appearance when I worked for Ringling Circus, and attention to detail was the best. So yeah, that's just me. I know a lot of the people who are also quite the same. Kind of way. Oh, those live back in here. There's a pocket right here, and then the go there. I like these. They're a little bit more expensive, but the effect is a lot more impressive than if you use these other ones here. And then these don't really match color wise. See, that one matches that red. That was lucky. But this pink matches the pink. There's no pink. And these are actually all put on here by hand. Um, I think it gives it a little bit more artistic of a feel. And when the colors line up, see that orange actually matches that orange. So when I'm selling an orange octopus, yeah. Well, that's version 1.0 that I purchased for somebody else, and I actually have my other one around here somewhere. That I sorry, I'm having tremendous trouble with English today. I modified an earlier version of this where it has 1, 2, 3, and then 4 or 5 more rows. But it's getting worn out, and a lot of it depends on the integrity of the cloth itself, which the other one is just getting worn out. I keep it more as a reminder that as I've made this type of Velcro new, where it handles over, or actually I think it, let me see. No, there's right there is 100, and that's right at the limit. Versus the original technology is here, and that can barely hold 50. Um, I think I want to arrange for the newer technology. I'll call it 3.0 Velcro, so that it can hold 150. And then, well, actually, or just, oh, I don't mind it. For me, sir, it gives me more impetus to sell balloons. Get rid of the weight 1 ounce at a time, or however much weight a balloon has. I really never weighed one before. I have a bag here. I've never looked into the weight, but the weight of the this satchel or apron or whatever you want to call it, when it's full, when I completely fill this, with every possible amount of pocket, not all the pockets, and that it's about 25 pounds. Yeah, there's no. I don't know how much these weigh per unit. Now my other one has 4 and 5, and also well, it has 2 rows, one, two, three of 50, and then another row of 50 technology, and then a row of the 100. 2 rows of the 100, and I think that's like 40 pounds. And it has this type of technology um, to latch it onto yourself. I have thought about putting suspenders on it, but if I need to move locations, I just put it into the suitcase, and then I'll roll to another location. So now, to answer your question, um, it's great. I don't mind it at all. When I work for Disney on Ice and the other ice shows and Ringling Circus, I regularly ran around with. No, I can do whatever I want. There's no rules. But yeah, when I worked for the shows, I would carry 150 pounds of children's light 'em up toys on my back, because if I were to be like everybody else and carry 30 to 40 pounds of toys, I would sell out of them, and then I would have to run all the way across the arena to get another reload. Well, in that 10 to 15 precious minutes, I would be losing sales. That's why I sold 4 to 6 times more toys than anybody else ever. Yes, sir. 150 pounds of toys. That's why I never ran out, and I always sold as many as possible. Selling out of an item is not a good idea, because that says that you could have sold more. Therefore, you need to sell almost all of your product. Maximize the sales to the minimum amount close to your maximum. So what you want to do is sell 99% of your items. You never want to sell 100% of your items, because then you never know how many more you could have sold on top of that. That's why I carried 150 pounds of toys on my back at Ringling Circus. Um, and it also gave me credit with a lot of performers, because, man, I did high wire acts on the edge of the top part of the arena to get to a sale, because money was my ultimate goal. Money was my quality of life. Well, because I basically have a master's degree in selling, sir, because of what I did for the shows. I was number one or number two vendor almost at all times. If I wasn't number one or number two, I was definitely in the top 50%. I would say I was probably in number one or number two a good solid 90% of the time. This is why I think that, my idea is to carry, like right here, I have about, let me see, I have about 2,655 of the long skinny ones. I hear you, man. Chances are you probably met me at one time in your life and didn't even know it. It was quick and easy, and I was in and out. That's why I carry more balloons than I can ever sell. I never, ever, ever want to sell out all of my balloons. And then once you get past selling more than 50% of this, the apron looks kind of shabby at that time, and it, you know, just like when I was selling snow cones. Once the snow cone got to being looking dingy, nobody wanted it. So you had to sell as many as quickly as possible. And then when they got beyond 50% done, you just throw it away. And it's really just ice and slush. We weren't really even selling the snow cone. We were selling the cup. The snow cone was free, and we gave limitless refills while you were there. I really wish I could have had more white. Yeah, I wish I had all the snow cones I had sold, all the different mugs. I would have dozens and dozens of them. It just didn't work out that way. I never thought it was going to end. I never thought I was going to do anything else other than be in the circus. But, you know, hey, I make more money on my own. And it's not just the money. I like the idea of self-determination. I like the idea that I can pick up and go whenever I want. Even if I never do so. Like I'll probably be here in Chicago for a good 60 days. It's the idea that if I wanted to go to Ocean City, Maryland, I could. Will I ever? I'm in my comfort zone right now. Now, if there was a big festival or event right over there, like where I knew there'd be 400,000 people, yes, sir. I loved my time on the train. That was one of the reasons why I ran away with the circus, was because of the train and my friends, who were the performers. I got to go everywhere. I got to go a lot of places you will never ever see by car. Places that are out in the middle of the boondocks, and society never ever grew back around. Like the middle of the desert in New Mexico, all the old abandoned gold mines in California. I've seen cities that were abandoned in the gold rush, and just nobody ever went back to them. No roads ever came back to them. You had to get there by horseback over the mountain before there were cars. I got to see all those places, and I got to ride through the New York City subway, um, drinking a beer, you know, kick back on my couch, watching the world go by. It was one of the most pleasant experiences I've ever had. You know, I got to see everything. I got to be everywhere. And wasn't like driving a truck. It wasn't like you just drive through there. I actually got to spend time and learn the sociology and social aspects and history of all the different towns of the United States, Canada, and parts of Mexico. I loved it. It's like I got to experience the world and all of its beautiful glory, and some of the horrible parts too. But yeah, that's part of the reason why I'm doing this. I'm trying to get enough money to step up 3 or 4 business levels, ice cream truck, food truck, and then start my own concessions companies and have, you know, like 20 different food tables and huge festivals where they're selling 10 of my different products each and bringing $70,000 to $80,000 a piece into me per day, um, so that I can attract investors to start a new Ringling Brothers, a new era of circus history, but base it on the old one. Because here's the thing is, Ringling Brothers existed before Feld Entertainment. Ringling Brothers was its own entity. It did not need Feld Entertainment to live. Ringling Brothers is the people of the circus, the performers, the animal handlers, the vendors, the concessionaires, the machinists, the light operators. It is not the corporation that owned it. So when I say I want to bring back Ringling Brothers, I'll use a slightly different name, or I might even just say the new Ringling Brothers. And I'll hire everybody that ever worked there back in a heartbeat. Alright? And then I'll call it the new Ringling Brothers. And just like you can call a business a new business name and just put the word new in it, and it's not copyright infringement. Ringling Brothers is the people who brought the happiness to your life. It is not the corporate overlords at Feld Entertainment. Period. All they are was a support network that found buildings and paid rents. They overstepped their bounds. The circus is the clowns and the performers, not the support network. Anyways, I do digress. just trying to show people what OCD is. And even then, my OCDs, well, I just control it. Yeah, man, I've been to that town a lot. That's where the Great Hartford Circus fire happened in 1959. And that was the reason they stopped playing in tents. I remember in that particular town, the fire marshal is extremely diligent um, about the placement of the stands, and anything with wheels has to have sticks in front of the wheels to keep them from rolling in front of the concourse, so that people can make egress and ingress without any problem in case of there was a stampede. Yeah, been many, many, many times. Who texted me? Hold on. So, anyways, from this to this. Oh my god. Oh my god, I can't live with this. This this is where I managed to hold my OCD down, because if I were to hold myself to my own standards, yeah. See, this is relatively good. Everything neat and compartmentalized in containers, and rolled up and folded, and not this. I'm dealing with myself. I've had a series of um, unfortunate events that cause me not to be able to live like I want to. But I think after this next week, I'll be semi caught up. I got to pay a few bills. But yeah, my target is still $20,000 in 8 weeks. At bare minimum, $8,000 in 6 weeks. No, no. I decided that that was much much too a diversion from this right here, and it would also not have allowed me to make planning days to go find out, leave my normal spot and go to a huge festival where I could make more there in 3 days than I would in a normal town in, say, 2 weeks. Yeah, man. Um, for sure, for sure. And I don't think I would do too many rodeo routes, being like 1 or 2 day stands, except for, I don't know, I would have to work that part out. I'd see what the dynamics of it. Illinois doesn't allow elephants in performance anymore. You have to pay $1,000 per occurrence. I'm not sure if that's per elephant per show, or per show that has elephants in it, and that would make a big difference if I were able to pay Illinois. Um, New York City does no longer allow. It's not that they don't allow it; they just have heavy penalties for you doing it. They can't make it illegal, but they can sure penalize the hell out of you for it. New York City has the same thing too, and I think Los Angeles does, which would be a great hindrance to ever. Like New York City would be a good 8 week stand. Chicago and Chicagoland is, if I remember good, right, it's like a good 3 to 5 week. Proper City, Chicago, and then play Rosemont and Schaumburg, being as they have big arenas. Los Angeles is the Staples Center. Um, then San Diego right below there, and then Orange County right next to that. So right there is a good 6 weeks. Um, San Jose, San Francisco, and one other town in that area. That's another good 6 week stand. Miami, Fort Lauderdale, there's 4 weeks. Atlanta's 3 weeks. As far as, the amount of people you can really get out of there and the amount of time it takes to do it. Oakland, yes, yes, sir. A lot of good times in Oakland. Um, some of the extreme northeast, um, is touch and go, mostly 2 or 3 days or one week. Their buildings are kind of small and puny. You really don't want to be there in the wintertime. Um, Seattle, Spokane. Yeah, there's about 220 good cities that hit the United States as far as mid-level to major cities that are worth doing on the level of things I want to do. I don't want to be like a mud show. I want to have attendance levels of like 5 to 20,000 people per show, and on occasion have hit the big arenas for the 40 and 60,000 people attendance. Um, I do want to have my own tent for a lot of different reasons. I don't remember. You might be right on that. I don't remember all the specifics of all the things. I should have had a notebook when I did all this thing. I wasn't realizing how big of a thing it really was, because I had always been around Ringling Circus. I didn't know it was like, you know one of the biggest things on the planet when I was doing it. And when I started digging into the history of it after I was doing it for a while, I thought it was just another circus. But yeah, I remember most of our week-long dates were like Monday travel day, Tuesday kind of rough in the building. Hey, Robin. Um, just get your stand in place. Wednesday opening night. I don't remember not having an opening night on a Wednesday in any town. So usually it was, yeah, almost all our dates were 5 day weeks. Um, Now, yeah, with 2 week stand, we would work Monday and Tuesday as well. We'd have like a kiddie show and then like a matinee Monday and Tuesday. Um, and of course, that was also when I worked for Ringling Circus. That was from 1992 to 1997. Um, then I took a few years off from doing shows, and I worked for all the ice shows from 2000 to 2005. What do you think, Robin? My OCD and this semi fury. Oh no, not right now. I'm basking in the glory of the semi neatness of this. Yeah, this is not even as neat and as organized as I would like it to be. Um, but it's close. See, there's ends sticking out of the bottom here. But I control my OCD. That and see, this should be tucked in better than that. That's why I say this is not a very good design. This was not designed and built by somebody who makes balloons. It was made by a guy from Salt Lake City who now lives in Las Vegas. I have his personal phone number. He doesn't answer his phone anymore because he makes these on the scale for the planet or the world's stage of balloon artist. And I used to call him up and he would make one just for me. Now he has a computer interface and there's like 4 or 5 different balloon wholesalers who sell these for him. I want to make mine better because no offense, he's not a balloon guy, but he did a pretty good job. He just he missed a few details because he doesn't have 26 years of experience of traveling and doing balloons all over the place. Yeah, and when I worked for Disney on Ice, after the shows, I would go to local restaurants and make balloons. I've literally made balloons all over North America while I was working for them and on my own afterwards. I actually had a contract with a shopping mall in Miami where I was making close to $5,000 a week. And then 911 happened. And that was before I ever knew about this system or buying balloons wholesale. Yeah, I'm proud. I see. Here's why normally I would segregate these dark green and light green because well, for speed, sometimes I do make creations that they need to be a different color for a different part of the animal or creation. So, and there are part of the next step right there. I will sandblast these and go out and get the appropriate coatings because part of the selling ice cream is at night a little bit, usually about 10:30. Then I'll cut it off. And yeah, those are the stop signs that stick out the front. I'll have one in the front of the truck, and then one in the back here on the outside, so the people approaching from the front and the back of the truck, you might be tempted to go around, can be kindly reminded with these flashing lights and stop signs that there could be children walking around or warning towards the thing, the truck, the ice cream truck, in an unpredictable manner. They should just be safe and respectful, that there are children that don't think about traffic when they're coming out to get the ice cream. They're thinking about running at full pace and full tilt to get their little belly satiated. So yeah, this, and I got this for free. Um, I got paid to take these away, actually, because the person that was taking them away from was converting school buses into RVs, and he wanted me to take the seats away. So I took the seats away and got paid for the scrap value of the seats and the metal bracings and aluminum walls of the interior of the bus. So not only did I get this for free, I earned money while getting those. And yeah, the one of them has a slight amount of damage, but that's just buying one of these new. I have a sandblaster, and I'll do whatever it takes. I'd probably take $40 worth of materials and paint to make those look brand new. Versus they cost, I think, $325 each, new, which is a condition I want them to be in. I could go on eBay, and those are like $85 each on eBay. So either way, I'm still ahead. But I do digress. And then the next step here, next Monday, is yeah, I need to put this where it belongs, right over there, and then get to wiring. But I do digress, and I appreciate you guys for showing up. I hope that you're having a blessed day, and my battery's about to die. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Schlitzweiz.